St. Patrick's Cathedral off to my left, one of the largest and most beautiful Catholic cathedrals in the city and in the country, and the headquarters for the Catholic Church here in New York City, just across the street from the entrance to Rockefeller Center to my right, and a statue of Charles Atlas holding up the world. Off to my right, so we have St. Patrick's Cathedral. Off to the left, the center of the Catholic Church here in New York City. You can tell everybody that you now sung on Broadway. Broadway is the most famous street in the city and the longest street in the city, the only street that runs from the northernmost part of Manhattan to the southernmost part of Manhattan. This is going to be our second stop here in Times Square. It's very important. Wow, I'm glad you're excited about it. It's very important, especially down here, that you stay together, because there's a lot of people down here and there's a lot of ways to get lost. So please follow me, follow the magic water bottle, which I'll be holding up in the air. And we're going to come down here into Times Square. We're going to take a picture for the school. And you can order those pictures if you like, and you can take some pictures on your own. But follow me. It's very important to stay together down here. The whole thing's going to take about 20 minutes, so follow me, guys. Come up on 42nd Street, or as the sign says, the new 42nd Street. If you look to your right, you'll see a revamped 42nd Street that used to be an adult street. It's now very tourist-friendly. Disney opened up the first theater there, the New Amsterdam Theater, now showing Mary Poppins, the largest McDonald's in the world. Madame Tussauds Wax Museum is there. There are 30 different legitimate movie screens at the end of the block. The Hilton Center for the Performing Arts, the American Airlines Theater, the new Victory Theater, all on the new 42nd Street. And on 41st Street off to my right here, the Nederlander Theater is showing a very popular musical called Rent, just off to my right there, the Nederlander Theater. And the Nederlander Theater is the southernmost Broadway theater house there on 41st Street. And that means that we are exiting the Broadway theater district. In the city where King Kong climbs to the top of the building. And again, that's where we're going to end up the tour, probably about 6:30, quarter to 7 tonight. This building off to my left is the Hotel Pennsylvania. The building off to my right is Madison Square Garden, very famous sporting building here in New York City and in the country, home to the New York Knicks basketball team. New York Rangers are playing the Pittsburgh Penguins there tonight on the ice. Also home to Big East basketball, all sorts of fights and various sporting events. Also, anybody who needs a larger venue than, say, Radio City Music Hall. Radio City Music Hall seats 6,000. Madison Square Garden can seat about 15,000 for a musical event. People like Barbra Streisand just played there recently. Bruce Springsteen will play a lot of shows there in a row, as will Billy Joel. And the Rolling Stones have done that over the years. That's a very famous sound here in New York City. We hear that quite a lot, whether it's an ambulance or a fire truck or a police car. But anyway, Madison Square Garden would be used for people like Barbra Streisand and the Rolling Stones and Billy Joel, and people that need more seats than what Radio City Music Hall can offer them. The World Trade Center. When they were built in the 1970s, they were the tallest buildings in the world. They were both 110 stories high. So by comparison, the Empire State Building, which is now the tallest building in New York City, is 102 stories. They're both 110 stories high. That building there is called 7 World Trade, that new glass and steel building. They were twice the size of that building. That building's about 55 stories high. So the towers were twice the size of that building. So when they were attacked by those planes on September 11, 2001, and they all came crashing to the ground, the amount of devastation that was brought into this area by 220 stories of concrete and glass and all sorts of things that go along with buildings coming to the ground, the amount of devastation was tremendous. The pile of debris was about 15 stories high for a very long time. 3,000 people died in the attacks on September 11, 2001.